Welcome, everyone. It's Thursday. My word, dare I say. The time has just flown by, and somebody decided they were going to be awake early and be mad at me because I wouldn't let them cuddle because they were too restless. Hmm. Yeah, that's a little bit. Anyway, shallow view. What do I mean by shallow view? I see it a lot, especially in traditional Chinese medicine, where we look at situations and we say a person comes in and they've got pain, and we just see their pain. We don't see anything else. We are consumed by their pain just as they are. Then, when that happens, nobody sees anything else. They just see, I got to get rid of the pain, right? So we end up treating pain instead of understanding the origin. That's what I mean when I say shallow view. When we look at our life situations, we look at the symptoms, aka the effects, the things we're going through, and we become so consumed by those things that we do not see the origin of them. We're just so wrapped up in the, oh my God, we're just so wrapped up in that. We don't see past it. It is only an effect. It is only a quote unquote symptom. Always, if you pay attention, you will see the root cause. Because a funny thing happens when you treat a symptom. It comes back. It comes back. And it comes back. And it comes back. And it comes back. And it leaves you feeling drained and frustrated because you truly don't get any relief. And then what happens? People turn away and say, it doesn't work. I have tried everything. See, that's the thing. That's the shallow view. We try everything other than to understand. Understanding is what sheds light on so many things. When you can understand why something happens, when you can understand, when you can predict. If you can predict, you can prevent. Observation is not a chore. So when you look at your life and you see a particular quote unquote problem, it is a symptom, it is an effect. And Neville put it so poetically. He says, we fight against shadows. We fight against the shadow. Do you know how exhausting it is to fight against the shadow? Right? This is why it's important to not have a shallow view. Pardon me. Again, a shallow view is just looking at your problem from the surface and saying, oh my God, I have a problem. The deeper way to understand this is to know that we are the cause. And when you hear that you are the cause, it is not an admonition, it's not a hand slap. It is not a quote unquote gaslight. It is your freedom. Because if you are the cause, think about that for a minute. If you are the cause, You are the one to bring about the change in your life. How is that a bad thing? People call it taking accountability, taking responsibility. I tire of hearing it. As you can tell, I got up on one this morning because the shallow view is irksome. It drains us when we don't see. It drains us when we do not comprehend. Because what happens with the shallow view is we just get consumed by our problem. It is all we can see. It is all we can think about, speak about, without truly grasping that, whoa, wait a minute, I am at the root of this. I'm the cause. And when you hear you're the cause, some people take grave offense. How dare you tell me I'm the cause? Because if you are the cause of your captivity, you are the cause of your freedom as well. That's what I mean by shallow view. When people say, how dare you tell me I'm the cause? That's only a shallow view. Because all you can see is the problem, and all you can think of is, well, how dare you say I'm the one that caused this? When I'm sitting here telling you, if you can cause it, you can cause it in the other direction as well. Do not become so consumed by, quote unquote, our problems that we forget our strength, our power. Because, look, we are in this world. We're in it. And we hear many things in a day. We see many things in a day. Our senses are hijacked on a daily basis. But if you can recognize that senses are simply interpreters of information, that's what they are. They are interpreters of information. That's the deeper side of things. The shallow side would be, oh my God, my senses. I'm so afraid of what I've heard. I'm so afraid of what I've seen. That's a shallow view. Because we're only like the magician, we're only caught up in the awe of it, like he made it disappear. But we don't see what the inner workings of it is. The depth, which is the understanding. This is this is what I want for you to grasp. Some days, some days I feel like nobody hears. Really and truly, some days I feel like that. And I get upset. I don't get upset with the people who don't hear. I don't get upset with myself. I get upset with the fact that there's so much going on that clouds the senses. Good morning, a little bit. I hear you, Big Daddy. I get upset that it clouds the judgment and we can only see. We can only see our problems. Go deeper. Go deeper than that. When I say go deeper, I mean the cause. You can see the effect. You'll know what the cause is. Because when you start to see the cause, you don't get upset anymore. You don't. You don't spend your time fighting shadows and becoming worn out. You don't spend your time becoming bitter either. Because when you see the cause, you understand and you say, oh, I know what's happening here. Let me change me. Because what we're looking at, we tend to look at the world on a grand scale when the world is made up of individual perceptions. For the whole thing to change, one changes. So if each one changes, then we bring about change en masse. But here we are trying to bring about change en masse without having brought about a change in ourselves. Yeah, a little bit. It saddens me. But I understand. I get it. That's why this morning I'm telling you to go deeper. Do not take offense. That's a shallow view. Well, you take offense because they insulted you. Oh, they insulted you? Oh, they passed you up for a promotion? And you get mad talking about, I'm tired of working for the man? Check you. Not the man, check you. You change. You bring and you open up more opportunities for yourself. Instead, with the shallow view, we get bitter and we try to sabotage the man. We try to get even with the man. If you look, you'll understand what I'm saying. I'm talking about the man is in the boss. You know what I'm saying? I can't work like that. And I'm like, ooh, change you. Examine you. When you examine the self and you go deeper, you will begin to understand why the boss is behaving the way he is. I don't have time for that, Angela. I don't have time to understand people. I don't have time to see them and feel for them. Nobody's asking you to feel for anybody. When you understand, you protect yourself from unnecessary fighting. Thereby, you walk through life with a sense of peace, a sense of calm, a sense of knowing, instead of being riled up all the time. I mean, mind you, it's just an observation. It is just an observation. We are so surfacey. Even though scripture would tell you, God does not see the way man sees. Man sees the flesh, which is a shallow view, but God sees the heart. But then there's some who would say, I don't believe in a God. If there was a God, this wouldn't be happening in the world. That wouldn't be happening in the world. Again, shallow view. How you gonna be mad at God and you've never quote unquote seen God? But we talk about, oh, I love my brother, I love my sister in the world. Eh? Scripture says something about too. How can you love God whom you have not seen, but hate your brother whom you have seen? See what we do to each other and ourselves? We unnecessarily torment ourselves every day when we take offense, when we are shallow. You see, we use that word shallow when it comes to relationships. When somebody says, well, I want me a pretty girl, or I want me a handsome man. I want me a man who makes a lot of money. I want me a girl who can be on my arm, you know. I want a girl who's snatched, you know. We would call that shallow. That's what we call shallow. We don't want anything deeper. You don't want a kind person? You see why we call it shallow? It's the same principle that you apply for your own life when you begin to recognize that the world sees, not the world, people, we just see the experience. We just see the effects. And we stop there without understanding what caused the effect. See, when we comprehend that part, you'll begin to understand why you choose the type of partner you choose. Because you look at the deeper things. Every time I turn around, I see something or hear something about how men are this, oh, feminists are that. And I'm like, oh my God. Are we really going to sit here and browbeat the male and browbeat the female? Oh, men don't cry. Oh, women cry too much. I'm like, dude, we're both human and we both have feelings. And sometimes those feelings need to be expressed as tears. So you can't say, men don't cry. Oh, a man shouldn't be soft. He should be a warrior. Well, of course, if you invent war, you'll need a warrior. You see, we want men to rise and to become protectors and warriors without looking at why. Why? Protect me from what? From whom? Rain? Snow? Hot sun? No. They want you to protect them from who? Other men. So that's what I'm saying with a shallow view. You must understand the origin of something in order to know how you're going to behave and move in the world and how to adjust yourself. Because if I come along and I say something and I piss you off, now I'm well acquainted with this because I have a master's degree in being pissed off. So I know. I know. And I can't stand an idiot. Don't argue with me about trivial things. I had somebody do that yesterday. Well, I'm an inspector. I know what to expect. I must know right now so I can project my costs. I'm like, dude, you have a quote for half. Double it, you have a quote for the whole. Don't justify why you think I should bend. See, shallow. You want a quote for the whole thing. You have a quote for half. If you have a quote for half, you know the whole. But you want to make me feel like I'm insignificant. And I'm like, no, you're not seeing the picture. You already have your answer. This is what I mean when I say we don't take time to pay attention to what we have right in front of us. We just say, I don't have enough. When we don't look at the whole thing. We just have a shallow view. Don't get it twisted. I do it too. Ow, hey baby. Yeah, he's saying to me, Mama, don't be a hypocrite. I'm like, I'm not being a hypocrite. A little bit. I know, because I do it too. You see, we as humanity have the same programming. So yeah, I get caught up in it. And then I have to remember, ooh, Angela, use the principles, Angela. So yes, I get it. So the encouragement for you today is look beyond your surface. Beyond the surface, right, little bit? I know. Look beyond the surface, and you will see why the surface has appeared. No? Look beyond the surface. But you see, we get caught up in the surface because we judge the surface. We get caught up in the surface because we judge the surface. Don't seek to judge the surface, which is your effect, which is your symptom. Comprehend it. That's right, baby, comprehend it. And when you comprehend the effect or the symptom, you'll know because you went to the root. And when you go to the root of the problem, what do? Step one. What do I want to become? Who do I want to become? Well, clearly, because you're the cause, right? So if you answer the question, who do I want to become? Whoa. All that is looking at you on a deeper level. And then you say, well, step two, let me experience in imagination what I would be doing in reality if I were the man or the woman I wanted to be. That's what you do. What would I be doing? I don't know what you'd be doing. It depends on what you said you wanted to be. Because what you say you are is what you'll be doing. So there's something naturally that you'll do. Hmm? Yes. And when you find it, right? Because you're flipping through the Rolodex, you're flipping through the possibilities in your mind's eye of what you'd be doing. And when one of them catches your eye, you say, Eureka, I've got it. And you begin to get that feeling that tells you, yes, girl, you got it. Yeah, bro, you got it. You know, however men talk to each other themselves. You say, I got it. And you see that feeling? Oh, let it wash over you day in and day out, like the waves at the ocean. Just knowing that, oh, I experienced in imagination what I'd be doing in reality. And I know what I'm doing every time I imagine it. I solidify my response. I build the bridge. Every time I imagine, I am building the bridge. It doesn't just magically appear, because it never tells you the bridge of incidents. But that bridge of incidents is built because of your persistence in what? Your rehearsal or your experience of your imaginary act. And that's the thing. It's not imaginary because you're literally doing it in your mind's eye. How can it be imaginary? Think about it. A dancer going through the steps. If they're on the bus and they're listening to the music, they're not dancing on the bus. They're not dancing on the bus. They're dancing in their mind's eye. They're dancing in their mind's eye. They're going through the steps. They are rehearsing the steps. They are experiencing in imagination what they would be doing in reality if they were on the stage performing. That's what they're doing. They're not in the corner talking about, I don't get the dance move. I got two left feet. That's not what they're doing. They're not shallow. They're recognizing that they rehearse, they perform. So that's what you and I are doing on a daily basis. Every time we rehearse mentally anything, we perform it. If you can just get that part to know that that's what you're doing, you will see why your life is the way it is. And you will find the root cause as what you rehearse on a daily basis. Instead of being shallow to say, oh my God, my life isn't changing. So you see, today, my beautiful friends, grasp it. Hold on to it. How else will you know if you do not test it? That's right, baby, test it. It's interesting when a roo learns to crow. It's not that he learns to crow, it's that he opens his mouth when the urge hits him at that very first onset. Like it, like the very first time he crowed, it's like, wait, you knew he was crowing, but you're like, wait a minute, whoa, what was that? Do it again. And the more he does it, the stronger he becomes. The stronger he becomes. It's a rather intriguing phenomenon to observe. He's just walking along one day, and at the appointed time, some people would say, because you count, right? You use the rhythm. You say, well, he's only this many months old. And so when you first hear them, it's the cutest thing ever. You're like, oh my God, you tried. You tried, didn't you? Yeah, he didn't try to crow. He crowed. And every single time he crows, he strengthens whatever his mechanism is for crowing until his own original pattern is seen and heard. I mean, it's there already, right? Each one has their own unique sound, their own unique pattern. None of them crow the same way. Some of them crow on the inhale, which is rather intriguing, and some of them crow on the exhale, right? It just depends on what they are. You and I do the exact same thing. We rehearse until you just do it. And the urge overtakes you and you do it. But remember, the urge does not appear out of nowhere. The urge is there as a result, as an effect of a deeper cause. So today, my beautiful friends, if you are looking at your life and it's not going the way you want it to go, ow, don't just look at the surface and say, oh, but my life isn't going the way I want it to go. How come nothing ever changes? Deeper would be, I keep doing the same thing, the same way, every day. So, in order for me to change, I will find a new thing to do, and I will rehearse that thing by answering, what now? What do I want to become in the world? And I will begin to experience in imagination what I'd be doing in reality if I were the man or the woman I wanted to be. And I will allow that feeling to just simply permeate, or, as Neville liked to say, penetrate. I will allow that feeling of accomplishment, of satisfaction, of knowing that I have accomplished what I set out to do. I will let it penetrate me, and I will, for lack of a better phrase, ride the wave. What wave? The ebb and flow, the rhythm, the pattern. And in due time, I will encounter, not by magic, but I will encounter, not by might, not by power, but what now? By my spirit. Where? I will encounter that which I have been experiencing in imagination. And because I have rehearsed it and experienced it, I know it like the back of my hand, and I just flow right into it as if I'd been doing it my whole life. You see, step 2 is seeing the world. When you begin to rehearse, you see the world from that place, not from where you presently are. You see it from where because you said, I want to be this dot, dot, dot. If you want to be that, you had to change your perspective. You have to look at yourself and go, oh, yes, I am that. I am. And if I am that, what would I be doing? Well, then you'd have to see it from where? Not what you hope to do, but you'd see it from what you are doing, from what you are rehearsing. You see it from what you've become naturally. And when you see it from there, oh my, then you are doing what Neville says. You are living in the end. Living in the end. But you know what? God, I love you guys. Anyway, I trust that it makes sense to you today. I trust that it makes sense. Some people say if you don't have any expectations, you can't be hurt. Oh, so you're living your life from where? the fear of being hurt. And what ends up happening? You get hurt. Why? As within, so without. Well, that's where you're shallowly focused. Well, I don't want to get hurt, so I'm going to protect myself. And in protecting yourself, you don't see the deeper cause of your hurt. But you know what? I'm going to not step on any bunions and corns today. That's right, little bit. Let's get the chime. And as you hear the chime this morning, what are you looking at in your life? What are you looking at? Hey, Cyber. I see you. There's someone else here too, but I don't know who it is. I can't see them. But I see you, Cyber, because you said hello to me in the chat. Welcome. Yoda Green. I hear you, big boy. Who's on Fanbase? We got Honey on Fanbase. We got Surreal on Fanbase. And we got Michael on Fanbase. I see y'all. I need to get up and go get the chime. But what had happened was, it is so comfy in the bed. Look at you. Yes, I'm hurrying to get the chime, squirrel. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2. Fine. 1. Now he'll crow, right? Of course. Thank you all for being here on this glorious Thursday. Right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Fanbase. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Same time, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In these social media, them near streets. Me and a little bit will be here. But I trust that today made sense and that you will apply. You will apply. After all, we're instructed to not just be hearers of the word, but to be doers of the word. In order to be a doer of the word, hearing the word must move you to act. Oh, anywho, peace out, y'all. I will see you